If you want to get in the groove, mask up to get down, and make sure you stay 6 feet from stardom. Today, on A Place of Our Own, if you're a chemistry or home economics teacher struggling to get your students to pay attention, perhaps it's time to stop lecturing and start breaking bread. Welcome, I'm Pete Charles Sesko, and this is the thrift store Rundown's Place of Our Own. A Place of Our Own was designed just for you. Kids, teens, Generation Zers, millennials, baby boomers, anyone who wants to bring Hollywood to the classroom on a budget. As you know, every interaction you have with your favorite celebrity or fellow fandom friend is a very important learning opportunity that you can apply to your everyday life. So when it comes to educating yourself about the wonderful world of pop culture, TSR is committed to helping you make the grade. In fact, we are your first and coolest teacher. If you want to know why things happen and how, and now, you've come to the right place. This is not a dumbed-down science class like Sid the Science Kid. No disrespect to that show. And this is not a whacked-out science class like Beekman's World. No disrespect to that show either. I like them both. This hits the sweet spot, in my opinion anyway. Because it's Cooks Illustrated. In our third and final America's Test Kitchen Home Economics class, which also serves as a dual science class, I'm reviewing Cook's Science, purchased for $7.99 from the Red, White, and Blue thrift store here in Patterson on McLean Boulevard. It's science with delicious benefits that will have everybody shouting, "Science rules!" Today on the thrift store Rundown's Place of Our Own. Now, if you don't see the slight bit of deja vu here, you should, because I've already owned ATK's previous science-related cookbook, The Science of Good Cooking. However, I went the Amazon route with that one. This, I'm pleased to say, was a thrift store purchase. And if you can take a look here, it had a 50% off marking. I assume that's from Barnes & Noble. Members save an extra 10%, so that's 60% off? It certainly did me and my wallet a great deal of relief knowing that I didn't have to go the Amazon route for this. And this pretty much follows the exact same format as The Science of Good Cooking. They give you an ingredient with a lot of scientific properties going for it that makes it so delicious and so finicky or easy to cook or eat or prep or clean, whatever. I'm going to highlight 5 of them here. First off, flank steak. This flavorful cut of meat is surprisingly best cooked to medium. They give you the experiment they performed, the results of the experiment, and the lesson they learned from it, the takeaway, which you should learn as well. Throughout, you'll see a lot of black and white photographs, all of them black and white, really, as well as hand-drawn and graphic illustrations. And of course, this isn't complete without the recipes, so you can apply your newfound knowledge of the scientific properties of each key ingredient. Bistro-style flank steaks, Thai grilled beef salads, grilled beef satays, and Mexican-style grilled steak, along with variations of that recipe. And, of course, all the recipes in here, or almost all of them, feature variations based on the master recipes. And, by the way, Philly cheesesteak as well, if you want a semi-proper Philly cheesesteak. If you want the real one, go to Philly. If you want a semi-proper one, you're gonna have to make it yourself. Unless it's a really cool restaurant in town that serves up Philly-style cheesesteaks that rival yours homemade. That really shouldn't be the case, but if it is, well then go for it. Next up, salmon. A unique fish. It's pink and flavorful, and it can cook off to be silky and fine, if you treat it right. So this is their experiment, along with illustrated techniques on how to smoke any type of meat. Plus, the recipes: grilled smoked salmon, oven roasted salmon, sesame crusted, miso glazed. Next, Parmesan cheese, the real stuff. Not that insipid, sawdust coated crap that comes out of a can. The stuff that my mother buys, unfortunately. Parmigiano Reggiano, the authentic stuff from Parma, Italy. The making of traditional Parmesan is highly codified and results in a umami-rich, crystal-studded cheese. Just don't melt it too fast. And of course, this gives you recipes that will certainly make your heart melt in pride. Parmesan-crusted chicken cutlets and asparagus, plus tagliatelle with prosciutto, Parmesan and peas, and Italian chicken soup with Parmesan dumplings. Next, mushrooms. To get the best flavor from these waterlogged fungi, you must deal with the moisture. And after the experiment and a graphical focus on the workings of the mushroom, they give you recipes which will certainly make your mouth moist. Roasted mushrooms, stuffed portobello mushrooms, a mushroom bisque, and grilled portobello burgers. Finally, quinoa. To serve this incredibly healthy seed, yes seed, and incredibly delicious seed, we start by rinsing and toasting. And after that experiment, of course, the recipes. By the way, some of the graphics are black and white, and some of them are colored, like here in the quinoa focus. We have a quinoa pilaf, salad, patties with spinach and sun-dried tomatoes, and that's about it. Make ingredients taste great. The Test Kitchen team at Cooks Illustrated has spent nearly 25 years learning how to prepare good food at home. In this all-new follow-up to the best-selling Science of Good Cooking, which I will link below if you want to check out that review, the Test Kitchen focuses on 50 essential ingredients and investigates the science of making them taste their very best. Kale, minus the bitterness. Chicken wings. They're all white meat, and my favorite part of the chicken. Wild salmon and Parmigiano Reggiano. All of this contained in the cookbook, which I think is certainly key to earning an A in home economics and in science. I just wish that all the photography in here wasn't black and white. I mean, even the back photograph here of executive editors Dan Souza and Molly Burbom is in black and white. But other than that, 4.5 out of 5 claps. We can debate on whether or not Beekman or Bill Nye ruled the airwaves when it comes to making science cool for kids back in the 90s. But one thing we can't debate on is who made science more delicious for everybody. There's no question. These two make a formidable tag team that would wipe up the floor with Beekman and Bill Nye. They really do have stovetop success down to, you guessed it, science. This class is now dismissed, but remember, if you missed any lessons in this series, be sure to check out my back-to-school playlist, Too Cool for School, which you can find through a link in the description. And be sure to subscribe and click the bell. And remember, when it comes to bringing Hollywood to the classroom on a budget, TSR is committed to helping you make the grade. That's why we are your first and coolest teacher. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on the flip side on A Place of Our Own.